I am Elizabeth Sheehan, and I received my Master's of Education in Differentiated Instruction from Graceland University. I teach second grade. I heard about Graceland from actually a representative of the college that came to visit our school, and a couple of us were interested in doing our master's with them, and once we had talked to her further, she encouraged us to get a group together, and that was kind of the history of it. I loved that the classes were very open to a timeline. There was always a week-long time span that you were assigned to do some reading, and then based on that reading you were expected to put some sort of practice into your classroom that you learned about in your reading. So it was just taking something I learned during the first part of the week, applying it to the students in my classroom, and then really just reflecting on the benefits of that with the students in my classroom. So it was very applicable to whatever lessons I was doing that week. I didn't have to change things, it was just kind of tweaking them to fit the suggestions I was learning about. We got to be a pretty close-knit group, and it was great to be able to see how some of the strategies could overlap into different subject areas and into different grade levels, how we could find cross-curricular things that we were all noticing, and then I could take what somebody in another classroom had suggested worked for them and apply it to the same thing in my classroom. And it was kind of an open format where you could express successes, concerns, things that weren't going well, and get feedback from other people that were doing the same things to be able to apply to your classroom. I think really the courses just force you to reflect so much. You start to look at what practices you have in place that are good ones, what ones are not good ones, how you can take those unsuccessful moments and turn them into more successful things, how you can really connect with your students and get to know them, and how you can most benefit them. It kind of just gives you another, it just kind of takes what you're already doing and forces you to really look at it and emphasize the good parts of what you're doing and focus on those.
Good, very good.
The professors I felt like at Graceland were very helpful, and for the most part they were really good at communicating with you back and forth. For example, I actually had a child during the process, and so I had to communicate with that professor and work ahead a little bit. And that person was great about offering me, if I had a couple things done and I sent an email the night that we had our child or the next day or sometime and said, I'll get these things in, and she was great about just accepting them as they came in for that just week time span or so, and then we could get caught back up. So they were just really flexible, I felt like, and did a great job of communicating back and forth with email and things like that, since it was a distance learning situation.